Alright, good afternoon everyone. Today is Monday, May 21st, 2012. I just thought of something. Today's Monday, May 21st, 2012. We'll go over the trades that we took in the live trading room this morning. Let's just start with the ES, okay? The ES, we had a couple of very nice trades, and, well, nice opportunities, I should say. Right here, the market started up. It opened up. This was pre-market. Right here, it opened and gave a possible long trade right here. I missed this trade. I don't remember what was going on, but I did miss the trade. It went from the BBC. I think it went up 2 points, didn't it? Yeah, it went up 2 points from the BBC. Made the 2-point profit target. Then price pulled back down. We had lost the divergence here. I think that's what... It had bearish divergence, that's why I wasn't really paying attention to it. Then over here, when it pulled back up, we had bearish divergence. The BBC was inside the range. I'm sorry, inside the weekly trading zone right there. I shorted the BBC because I thought it was going to be bouncing out of the weekly trading zone. I promptly went right through the weekly trading zone and stopped me out this morning. Then we had a bullish cross and it pulled back down right here. But at this point, the markets were very choppy, so I was waiting until we closed outside of this range right here, outside this high level right here. All right. Once it had done that, it tested the BBC here and it ran up 10.5 points. It came back down here, tested the BBC again. I got long over here when it tested the BBC, and it stopped me out. Then right here, this was at the end of the morning session. It had given a bearish cross right here after stopping me out. I shorted right here and I took 1 point profit on that. So I ended the morning minus 3 points. On the ES, I was minus 3 points on the ES per contract. Granted, I was trading a whole bunch of contracts. Well, not a whole bunch, but a few. So I was minus 3 points on the ES at the end of the morning session. You can see right now it's just giving us a bullish cross right here. So we would look for it to pull back down and test the BBC for a move up into the weekly trading zone up above us. We did note this morning that we had a pierce of the blue envelope down here on the DMT. Okay, the DMT stands for direction, momentum, and trend. Direction is shown by the color of the envelope. Momentum is shown by the width of the envelope. And trend is shown by this other line called the trend strength line. When the trend strength line is green and headed up, the ideal scenario is when it pierces the envelope from the bottom, like it did right here. That suggests a 5 to 6 point move in that direction on the 10,000 contract ES chart. You can see that it did do that. Alright, that was our ES trades this morning. We were down 3 points on the ES per contract. Over here on the NQ, we started out the day, we jumped right in as soon as the market opened up. I believe we are going back here. As soon as the market opened up, we missed this trade, and then we jumped in on this one right here, and it stopped us out quickly. We missed the next trade right there. So we had, right here was a win, right here was a win, right here was a loss, right here was a win. We only got the loss out of those. As the thing moved around in here, there was a long opportunity in here, another one right in here. Okay. We were a little skeptical of taking trades at this point because the market was just whipping around this morning. So we were being a little cautious. I think maybe overly cautious. You can see down here, the cycle portion of the slingshot is rolling around in the middle right here, and that's just not a good place to be taking trades. Okay, once it finally settled in and started to move up, there was a long trade right here. It pulled back, tested the BBC, and moved up nicely right there. Now it moved back down to the bottom, so you need the MA1 to cross down and start giving us some bearish divergence. We didn't get any in there. Right here we had a little bit of bullish divergence right there. Okay, a little bit of bullish divergence with the up close. You would have been looking right in there for that trade. It chopped around a little bit in here. It had some bullish divergence right in here. Okay, with an up close right there. That ended up moving up a little bit after a little bit of a drawdown. I did get short over here once it moved back down and things started to sell off. We tested the BBC right here. I shorted here. I ended up taking a break even on that after it moved up 5 or 6 ticks. The next one I shorted right here, and I took, 5 ticks out of that, I think, something like that. And the next one right here bounced off the BBC, and we had bullish divergence. So I went long there, and I got a few ticks out of that one. That was where I stopped my trading on the NQ for the morning. So I ended up even on the NQ after the morning session. Okay, you can see in here there have been a couple other opportunities. This one right here, for instance, that just happened a few minutes ago. And that was the NQ. The YM, we didn't take any trades on the YM this morning. We started something this week, something a little bit new, and I think I was probably just being a little overly cautious after getting a losing trade right out of the box. We went right into some chops, and I got a losing trade, and I think I was being a little overly cautious after that. But that said, let's just see. I'm looking for divergences in here on the YM. I didn't even mark the YM up this morning. Right in here, we had some bearish divergence right here. Okay, with the down close right there for the move down. More bearish divergences in here. This didn't really hit the BBC, but it did close down. Let's see, moving over. Here we had bullish divergence right in there. Tested the BBC with an up close. I don't remember why I circled that, but I think I might have circled it from a different time frame, so I'll just take that off of there. Okay. Oh no, we had some bearish divergence right here. That's probably right. We had bearish divergence with a down close right there. It didn't go too far. It went a few ticks in favor of it, probably about 6 or 8 ticks in favor, and then it turned around. Right here we had some good bullish divergence, but it didn't pull all the way back and test the BBC. Right here we had some bearish divergence. It tested the BBC, and that one only went about 4 or 5 ticks. That one didn't go very far either. As I said this morning, it just wasn't a good day for trading the shorter time frames. If we look at the larger time frames, you'll see there were a couple of nice trades on there. Right here, we tested the BBC, and it moved down nicely. It did it again on each one of these divergences right here. Okay. Tested the BBC, gave a down close, and it moved down. Tested the BBC, gave a down close, and it moved down. Tested the BBC, it gave a down close, and it moved down. Now we're getting into the break period right here. Over here there was some bearish divergence. It tested the BBC, and it dropped down off of that. Right in here, you can see this just happened. We had bullish divergence right there. And right in there we tested the BBC, and it went up. That is it. That's how it works. You guys can see here I'm using the same stuff across all these different markets. I'm using the same set of indicators. Everything's pretty much the same here across all these markets. Alright, the NQ, the YM. Oh, I said I was going to look at a higher time frame. Let's just do that really quickly here. Let's look at, we'll say, a 500 contract chart. Alright, you can see right in here, different time frames, same indicator set. Okay, but you can see right in here we had the bullish cross, pull back here, tested the BBC, and a nice move up. Did it again right here. Okay, here we had the bearish cross with the test of the BBC, and a move down with the bearish divergence. You see that right there. Okay, for a nice move down. Here we had bullish divergence, tested the BBC, and it went up to the MA1 and stalled out. Okay, and that was pretty much it, right? We're going right into the weekly trading zone here, so you wouldn't have shorted that anyway. Or I wouldn't have shorted that. But that was pretty much it this morning, guys, on the ES4 tick range. Okay? I'm sorry, the YM4 tick range. And the YM500 contract. You can see the ES is now getting right up to that weekly trading zone that we were looking for it to get up to when we went long over here. We're anticipating it moving up to the weekly trading zone. I was able to get some of it back here on when it turned around and went short right here. I shorted at 575, and I took a point off at 475. It went down as low as 1304.25, so it went 6 ticks in favor of the trade. All right, and that was it. That is it on the ES, the YM, and the NQ this morning. Those are the only markets we traded. All right, I'm going to wrap up the recording now.